the Montreal Canadiens are having some issues. They have lost 6 in a row. Carey Price gave up 5 again last night. The Boo Birds were out with about 3 minutes left. The building emptied.
Yeah.
And it is getting ugly in Montreal.
I remember tweeting when the Leafs lost 6-1 in Pittsburgh. I remember tweeting the Leafs are a mess. I should have just repatriated that tweet and changed the team because that's how the Habs look right now. And it really starts in their own end, too. I mean, this is a team that has given up a ton of goals. They're not getting the normal goaltending from Carey Price, for starters, but they are so lost in their zone right now. And it's funny because they spent a lot of time on that Monday in practice, a lot of detailed work on transition and their defensive zone coverage. And then next night they go out and get shellacked 8-1 by the Bruins. And, you know, they're dead last in the NHL in the penalty kill. I don't know if a Claude Julien team has ever been dead last in the NHL on the penalty kill throughout his career, right? It's just bizarre. And it really starts there for me.
It's got to be killing Claude Julien because he does pride himself on coaching good defense, Pierre. Now, I think he kind of put it on the players, though, in his post-game presser when he said, you know, he's trying to be sympathetic and understanding and recognizing that it's not going well. But he also said they're not being coached to play this way, implying that they're not executing the system. They're the ones making the wrong decisions. So, I mean, what can a coach do in that situation? Or does Marc Bergevin have to get active? He's got cap space to make something else happen, change the roster a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to force a trade, but you're right. I mean, they have the second most cap space in the National Hockey League. Only Columbus has more. And I think at some point the Habs have to use their leverage on that. Because what you don't want to do for Montreal is wait till February 24th. Because by that point, everyone gets to make a trade, right? Because the later you go in the year, the less amount of cap space that you need. So if you're Montreal, I think you have to act by the end of January in terms of adding a piece or two to your team. Now, here's the brutal truth, though. I don't know if you're Marc Bergevin, if you're making that kind of trade, if you don't think you're a playoff team.
Right.
So that's the delicate dance here. I mean, listen, they've got a lot of good young players coming. We all know that. One of the top-ranked organizations right now in terms of the pipeline and their youth and all that. I suspect that they don't turn around their season, and it's early yet, but if they don't, you'll start to hear the narrative being about that, about what's coming. But in the meantime, I mean, try selling that to Carey Price and Shea Weber.
Well, that's the whole point, Pierre.
You know, exactly.
Like this team is built largely on the backs of two guys in their 30s making a lot of money with a lot of term left. And it's kind of accepted that by the end of it, it's maybe not going to look so great. Like Price and Weber in 5 years.
This is when they're supposed to be good.
They're supposed to be, prime time.
It's going to get worse later.
Absolutely. And that's why Price is taking so much heat.
Yeah, Weber's having an excellent year, by the way. I'll tell you who's hoping that Shea Weber doesn't retire early. By the way, it's the Nashville Predators, but we won't get into that.
Right.
They are in big trouble with the capture penalties on Shea Weber. No, I mean, listen. I think Dregs mentioned it earlier this week on air about Taylor Hall, whether or not that would be a potential fit for the Habs. If for no other reason than the Canadiens could use that kind of injection, but also because they have the cap space, right? Mm-hmm. And again, you don't want to wait till February for that type of trade if you can help it, because then you got way more competition from teams that suddenly have the cap space to go after them. Whereas, between now and the end of January, there's not a lot of teams that can take on salary. So, again, it comes down to this for me. Does Marc Bergevin believe that one big trade, gets this team back on track? I don't know about that. I really think, quite frankly, that they have to find the solution from within. And they've got a lot of players having off years compared to last year. Max Domi's not been the same player.
No, he hasn't.
That was predictable, though. They had so many guys have great years last year. Some of them were going to take a step back. That's
right. They had a lot of you worked a lot of their games, MJ. They had a lot of guys that career years, right? And so there's some natural regression happening. But again, it's not really the offense that's their problem.
No.
As of 3 days ago, they were tied for first in the NHL in 5-on-5 goals. So that's not the issue as much as how they have no clue how to defend right now. And you wouldn't, going into this year, if you had to say they're going to be good at this and not so good at the other, would you not have had it the other way around?
Yeah, you would think so, based on, again, Price, Weber, Julien, how they perform. And
Philip Deneau being a terrific two-way center, right? And all that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. And I don't know if a lot of that, guys, is, trying to become a better offensive team and sort of losing the balance here, right? In terms of what you need to be. So it's very, very interesting. And it's been a season of incredible up and downs for all kinds of teams. I mean, consider how Dallas and San Jose started the opening month and where they are now. They're right back in the thick of it. Nashville had a great start, and they look a bit lost now. There's been a lot of this all over the league. It's crazy what we know about the Leafs.